Hi everyone, how you going? Hope you're having a good day. Tim here from Key Computers. So today's going to be, I'm hoping, a shorter video.
Nope.
Basically, I'm upgrading my own computer with a better graphics card, and I don't do it very often because I'm not flush with funds. I'm not being sponsored or anything like that, and I'm purely doing this out of my own pocket. But the reason I decided to go ahead with the graphics card upgrade is there's a lot of news at the moment about memory prices going through the roof, which is true, and SSD prices are going through the roof. And we thought that graphics cards wouldn't be affected, but then there's been some more news of Nvidia doing some things that will probably push prices up. So my prediction is in the next month or two, we're going to start to see graphics cards shoot up in price, and then they'll become not very affordable again. So I've been thinking about doing a GPU for a while, and when I heard that, I just went, "No, I'm going to get it done, do it now before I have to pay a lot more for the same thing, and probably have to put it off again." So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. But this video is more about just doing my upgrade, and it shouldn't take too long because the way my computer is laid out, a graphics card swap out shouldn't be too hard. So I'll just show you. I just finished doing the benchmarks on my old card, so I can get a reference as to how much of improvement I got. So that's all done. So I'll just change the camera to look. I'll show you what my rig looks like.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
You've probably seen my computer in the background of my videos a lot, but this is it here, and just ignore this wire here. That's just for my lights. But yeah, you can see it's pretty nice, and everything is done in white except for the graphics card. But this time round, I've decided to go for a white card, so it's going to look quite nice in there. And as you can see, I've got some pop culture references up the top here. So you can probably figure out my age from all these. So yeah, we Back to the Future and Star Wars and some Fallout are all things I like to get into and really enjoy.
You are such a nerd.
But we'll have to clear all those off right now, and so I can get the computer open, and so I can do this upgrade. But yeah, this is an Antec case. I think it's a C5 Constellation, something like that. I've actually been really happy with it. It's very well laid out. It's a bit more compact than other fish tank cases, and the fans are very quiet and look really nice. So, but this is actually a DDR4 based computer, so not DDR5, and it's running a 14th gen i7. So yeah, Intel based. So in today's standards, it's probably a little bit behind, but with what's going on, I'm happy with what I got. So yeah, let's switch this off, and then we'll do the upgrade. All right, I'll be back in a sec.
It's party time. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta.
All right, I've turned off the computer and disconnected the power and laid it on its side, and I just spotted how dirty my bottom filter is, but I guess that's good because that means it's not getting into my computer. It's just getting trapped on the filter, and you can see it just brushes off. If you really want, you can, these are just magnetic and you can just take them off. Yeah, I might actually do that. Ooh, there's a lot more there. I'll go give that a proper clean. You can actually use water on those, and just as long as you dry it properly and give it a good clean off and make sure it's not wet when you put it back on. All right. So this case just has a couple of thumb screws. And then you just slide it and you take it off. Pretty straightforward. And then we'll take the 12-volt high power off. And this is, I bought the Lee Edge Series 1000 watt, and it comes with these really good cables. I've shown you these before, where it's got the blue color to show you that you've seated it properly, because that's the biggest problem with these, is people don't seat them properly, and then it can cause the socket to melt. It's one of the causes anyway, but I think some of these, they just melt anyway, because let's face it, the 12-volt high power cable is crap. Alright, so there's a couple of screws down the back here. Alright, we just get the little cover off, and now we can access the screws. And this is a anti-sag bracket here, which I'm not sure if I'll reuse it or not. Possibly will, because the one they give you with the card is just a little stand, and the stand won't have anywhere to stand on my case because I've got fans down the bottom. So I'll probably have to reuse the anti-sag bracket. Alright, now we should be able to flick the locking mechanism. And there we go. 4070's out. Thanks for all your work, mate. Time for an improvement. So, voila. It's seems a lot bigger. Let's get the other card. Yeah, so slightly longer and slightly wider too. Just as well my case is big. Alright, so we'll get these peels off. Ooh. Very nice. Yeah, for this side. And then there's little tabs on each fan. There we go. Very, very nice. It's going to really look good with all my other white components. And so we'll remove the little cover on the PCI Express slot. And we're ready to install. Oh, I found one more peel. Gotta look, check everywhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it this time. All right, we'll drop it in. Clunk. So in the kit, they give you this stand, which is fine for most computers, but in my case it won't work because I got fans in the way. Although, there you go. It will work. don't know if you can see that properly, but basically the frames of the fans come together, and creates a bit of a spot you can sit on. So it's just not going to be magnetic, that's all. That's fine, because it'll look better having white. And as I've been saying in some videos, I've recently found out it's much better not to put your stand way out here, because it still sags and puts weight on the slot. You're actually better off putting it closer to your slot, more central, and it'll actually be better. So that's what we're going to do. Nice. All right, well then, what we're going to do now is screw it all back together. G'day everyone, it's a few days later after installing my new 5080, and I wasn't happy with the anti-sag stand. It just looks very precarious there. Even though it probably is wedged in and it's not going to move, it just doesn't look all that nice either. So what I've done is I went on to Amazon and had a look around for brackets, and I just found out there's just like a massive range of stuff on Amazon for anti-sag, and it's like brands I've never heard of. I ended up landing on a company that makes some brackets out of aluminium, and it has the white color as well. And yeah, so I've chosen that, and it's just arrived. So yeah, that's the basic model. But when I saw this one, I thought this one might be even better. Same company, and it just looked a little bit more sturdy as well. And this one has the RGB across the bottom here, and it hooks up to an ARGB header. And I believe the idea is you screw into this with a thumb screw, and you position it where you need it, and they give you some stick-on rubber pads to put on top of here, depending on what you need, or you can put little rubber cubes if you need to be a bit more precise, I guess. And yeah, then it lights up down here. So this is the one I'm gonna go with installing first, just because of the extra lighting, and it looks a bit sturdier. But if it looks a bit overbearing, I'll go back to the basic one and use that instead. Alright, so I will head over to my computer, turn it off, and we'll look at trying to get this in and set up.
A few moments later.
And you can see my little stand, which is very easy to pull out, and I just don't trust it. It's probably good for a case where you don't have fans down the bottom, but in my case it's just not going to be very secure. Rather have the L bracket on there. So yeah, the idea is it sits down in here and pushes up underneath. But first of all, I think I need to use the other bracket because that's too high. So they give you a second bracket. So there's one that's really high and there's one that's lower. So I'm going to just go with the lower one. Ideally, I'd want to have it pushing about here, I think, because out here is just no good. That can actually cause twisting of the card as well. We don't want that. So if I go like this and just measure it where we want it, I think I want it roughly, I think there would be good. Yeah, so I'll go with that one. See where that's going to land. Yeah, I think that should be safe. It almost would be better if it could go like half a bit, but it's not going to be able to. So I'll give that a go. I think that'll work. Put the little rubber pad on it. Let's try with the pad first. See how well that works. And then we need to run this RGB cable out the back of the case and hide it. There we go. So yeah, that's what it looks like mounted. Yeah, it looks a lot better and more secure than that other thing, this little stand thing. Alright, so now we're just got to figure out this cable. Alright, I've come up with a new plan because even when I get this fan out the way, the slot down where it needs to go through is just too narrow, it's too cluttered, it's too difficult to get it in there. The cable is long enough that it can run. There's actually a bit of a lip underneath this bracket your cable can sit on, and I'm just going to put a white zip tie just to hold it right there. It'll look nice still, and then I'll run it through the big slot there, and it'll just take away all the pain of trying to get this thing in. So that's the way I'm going to go. So I'll just put this little fan back in and do that, hook it up, and then we'll see how it looks. All right. All right, my plan worked. That was a lot easier than trying to shove it down through a tiny little slot down the bottom. So now we can turn it on. Except I didn't switch it on. Where is it? There we go. And you can see the new bracket with the LED RGB on it, and it blends in quite well. I'll just swing around this side a bit more and you can get a good look at it. Yeah, so this is it here. So I'll get the rest of the side back on and stand it all up, and then get a final look at it. But yeah, way better than the little teeny stand thing, and way safer. So yeah, I like this product, it's good. All right, I'll come back to you when I've got it all up. And there we go, there's like a nice view of what it looks like. Really pleased with the outcome. That looks pretty sweet. And my card won't sag and looks stylish at the same time. So very good. All right, we're into the desktop and loading up. And that photo is actually one of mine. I took it out over the local lake, right on just turning to night, and got all the stars and everything. And you're just sort of getting into the star photography, but I'm really enjoying it. That's something I do as my other hobby, but I haven't made a lot of videos on it because they're a lot more involved to create, and I know that disappoints probably some of you guys, but I will be making another video in the future. It just takes a lot of time to do it, and I have to go out and get photos as well. So it's just, yeah, way more involved than making computer build and repair videos. But I will be putting up videos from time to time. So yeah. But anyway, I digress. So let's start off with 3D Mark. I'll also better check that it's actually picking up the card correctly. So I've also installed the latest hotfix driver because apparently a Windows update came out recently that has been tanking people's performance, and Nvidia's released a hotfix driver to help with that, and apparently it does improve things. So we're definitely running the best driver, and it's detecting a 5080. Sweet. All right, so that's good. So we'll run our Steel Nomad. That's the first one. Here we go, we've got a score of 8,558. And if I bring up my old one, yeah, I got a 5,085 on my old one. So we've jumped 3,500-ish. So yeah, that's a hefty jump. So we'll go back in now, we'll do the time spy. Alright, so we have a 29,115, and when I did time spy on my old one, we got a 22,075. So that's a 7,000 point upgrade. Pretty impressive. And that leaves us with superposition. There we have it. We have a 19,580 score, and my old one was 13,000. So we've jumped 6,000 points, 6,500 points roughly. That's pretty huge. So there you go. Pretty sweet. I'm happy with that, and that's going to be really useful when I'm doing video editing as well. The extra VRAM and everything, and CUDA cores should make things even quicker. So upgrade done. So that's going to be it for the video, and yeah, hope you guys are all doing okay. It's pretty rough at the moment with all the pricing through the roof for RAM and SSDs and graphics cards on the way. But yeah, I hope you're still enjoying computers regardless, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.